Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Fun Astrology Podcast. It's Thursday, November 13th. We have a lot to get into today because we're going to cover Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and give Thomas tomorrow the day off. We'll also talk about what it means to have a lunar return. So let's get into it. We're in for a stretch of grounded, thoughtful skies, and I think this is the perfect time to slow down and tune in. Today, the moon continues its journey through Virgo, which for me is a personal favorite because this is actually my lunar return day. My natal moon is in Virgo, so I'm feeling this one in real time. And it's what inspired today's theme, the idea of a lunar reset, what it means and how we can all work with it. But before we explore that, let's look at what is happening in the sky today. Early this morning, before 7 a.m. Eastern, the Virgo moon squares both Mercury and Mars in Sagittarius. That can feel like your thoughts and motivations are running in different directions. Maybe a little more mental tension, especially if you've been trying to do too much at once. But by mid-morning, the energy softens with a beautiful sextile between the moon and Venus in Scorpio at 10:46 a.m. Eastern. This is where we find some calm, the ability to reconnect our thoughts and actions to what really matters to us emotionally. So with that energy in the air, let's talk about what it means to have a lunar return and how to use this Virgo moon energy no matter what sign your moon falls in. Every month, about every 28 days, the moon returns to the exact degree and sign it was in when you were born, and that is your lunar return, a kind of emotional new year that happens 12 times a year. It's a point of energetic reset. A reminder that emotions move in cycles just like everything else. You might notice that around your lunar return, you naturally check in with yourself, how you're really feeling, what feels aligned, and what's ready to shift. If you follow astrology regularly, this can be a powerful day to reflect on what your emotional needs are actually right now. It's not a day to act impulsively, but to listen to what your body, heart, and intuition are saying. If you want to start tracking your own lunar return, you can look it up on an astrology app or use the moon calendar at hightimelineliving.com. Then mark those dates on your calendar. You might find a pattern. Maybe you crave more solitude around that time or find yourself ready to clear emotional clutter. It's a small but meaningful way to stay in rhythm with yourself. Now let's get into the rest of the week and into the weekend. This theme of reflection continues to grow. On Friday, the Virgo moon connects beautifully with both the Scorpio sun and Jupiter in Cancer, a stabilizing, expansive mix that encourages us to bring emotional wisdom into practical form. But there's also an opposition to Saturn in Pisces, which may ask for boundaries or patience, a reminder that not everything needs to happen right now. Then early Saturday morning, the moon trines Uranus in Taurus at 4:08 a.m. Eastern, starting a very short void of course period that lasts just 35 minutes before the moon moves into Libra at 4:43 a.m. As the moon settles into Libra, it spends the day making easy connections, a trine to Pluto, and sextiles to Mercury and Mars. This lightens the tone considerably, especially after Friday's heavier Saturn themes. It's a great energy for reconnection, socializing, creative planning, or simply finding your balance again. But the real highlight of the weekend comes on Sunday when the Scorpio sun trines Jupiter in Cancer, one of the most uplifting, heart-centered aspects we get this month. This trine brings faith, emotional richness, and a sense of expansion from the inside out. It's as if the Scorpio sun's intensity finds the steady, nurturing outlet through Jupiter's wisdom. It's an excellent day to deepen trust in your process, in your intuition, or in your purpose. So even though this week began with mental tension, we move into the weekend on a wave of emotional strength and grounded optimism. If we weave that back into our lunar return theme, this weekend's astrology mirrors what a lunar reset is all about, tuning back into your emotional truth, clarifying what you're ready to release, and stepping into the next chapter with trust. Whether you're a Virgo moon like me or any other sign, you can use the next lunar return to check on your emotional compass. Ask what feels steady right now and what's asking to evolve, and how can I bring more kindness into the process of becoming. The moon reminds us that feelings aren't fixed. They ebb and flow and renew themselves. Every month we get a chance to start fresh internally, even if the world around us has yet to change. So today, under this Virgo moon, and as we move towards the weekend filled with emotional growth and possibility, let's take a breath and reset. Clear a small space, write a few honest words, or just acknowledge where you are. The Virgo moon will meet you right there in the quiet effort to bring order to your inner world. And as the Sunday Sun and Jupiter trine approaches, remember, the heart expands when we make space for it to grow. I'm wishing you all a grounded Thursday and a beautiful weekend ahead. I will be back with you next week. Until then, much love. Talk soon.